Hi everybody, I wanted to say happy Wednesday to you. And so today we're going to pick up in our lessons, and I have something that you can actually do at home if you have a couple of these materials and you can try it at home. So what we've been learning in class so far is we are learning about molecules, and specifically water molecules. And we're learning about how water can change its form. It can go from a solid to a liquid to a gas, back to a liquid, back to a solid. And it can change forms, but it doesn't just do it on its own or decide that I'm going to be an ice cube and I'm going to melt. There's something that causes water molecules to change their arrangement and to make water into a different form. And so we've been learning about how molecules behave. We've been learning about what causes molecules to arrange themselves differently. And so I'm actually going to show you a demonstration that you can try at home, and then I'll let you go ahead and try it if you want to. If you don't have these materials at home, it's totally okay. You can just watch my demonstration here. Now, I do want you to watch, because after you do this video, there is an attachment. There's a lab. It's very short, and you just go through and answer some of the reflection questions from my demonstration that I'm going to show you right here in my kitchen. And then after that, there's a short video. So today's lesson is pretty short, but if you'd like to try this at home, you are more than welcome to do it. So here's what we're going to do to start. So I'm in my kitchen. I'm going to set this down here. Okay, so what I have here in front of me is 2 cups of water, and you don't have to use cups of water that are plastic. You can use a glass, but clear is best. I've labeled this one C for cold. This is cold water that's been in the refrigerator, maybe in like one of those jugs, or you can even get cold water and then just put an ice cube in it for an hour or half an hour and let it cool down. You can see how cold it is because I can feel it on the outside of the cup. This one is hot water, and this you can either boil some hot water on the stove and let it cool down a little bit, or you can get your faucet and turn it on really, really hot and just ask a parent for help, and this should be hot water. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 types of food coloring. So one is going to be the red food coloring, that's going to go in the hot, and then the cold food coloring is going to go in the cold water. And what I'm going to symbolize for you is that when we put molecules under different temperature conditions, they will change their arrangement. So when I drop in food coloring into this hot water and then this one into cold water, we would expect that the molecules, the food coloring, should behave differently and either should cause the molecules to speed up and start spreading out, or get cold and start clumping together, start condensing together, and start to kind of arrange themselves tightly because they're cold. So either they're going to spread out because they're warm, or they're going to condense together because they're cold. So I just want to show it to you really quickly so you can try this at home. I want you, as soon as you drop it, to watch very carefully so that you can see exactly what happens to the food coloring. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now what you should be seeing, that's a pretty good angle, you should be seeing that the red, which is this one over here, is spreading out a lot. You can see how much it's spreading out. The blue, which is on this side, isn't really spreading out that much. It's spreading out a little bit, but not as much as the red. So I'm going to turn it over here so that you can see it really well. So there's the red. It's completely filled, the entire part of the back. And then the blue is still very veiny looking, super veiny. So it doesn't even have, it's all spread out color. Maybe that's a good angle too. You can see how much the red is spread out. And then the blue is still very veiny compared to the red, how it's all spread out. You can even see this angle is a really good angle. Okay, so looking at this information, what this is telling me is that in the red one, these molecules were given from the food coloring. The food coloring molecules went into the red temperature, and that temperature heated up those molecules of food coloring. Those molecules then were heated, which means they gained energy. We call that thermal energy. They gained heat energy, and they started moving around and started spreading out more quickly. when I put the food coloring molecules into a cold temperature, those molecules dropped in and then didn't really spread out. They kind of just stayed in place, or they just kind of floated in place, because this is way, way colder. And so those molecules are going to lose energy. They're actually going to start clumping together. You can still see it really, really well. If I put my hands behind here, my hand on this side over here is completely red. This side here, you can still see my nude colored hand behind it, meaning these haven't even spread out. They're still in their regular form. This has completely filled it. So I wanted to show you this because this is really important. When molecules gain energy from heat or from the sun, those molecules start moving faster and they start spreading out. And so this is a big reason why photosynthesis works in plants. When the plants have their photosynthesis going on, they need sun energy, and that way those molecules can start moving and they can have energy. So I wanted to show you this because this is something really easy you can do at home. You just need 2 glasses of water. Make sure you get the temperatures really cold and really hot. Drop in some food coloring and see how they disperse in the cups, or even try bowls. You could even do something bigger with bowls. But if you can't try it at home, go for it. If you can't try it at home, hopefully you'll be able then to take this information and kind of work through the document, the lab that goes with it. So here's your task today. You're going to be doing the lab, then after that watching the video. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know. Remember, one last thing before I let you guys work. Please don't submit anything unless I ask you to submit it. So I know some of you are really trying to get things done. You're really trying to make sure you submit things. If I don't need it from you, then I just want you to work on it at home and save it. But if I do need it from you, I'll have you submit it. And so some of you have been asking, where do I submit this? Where do I submit this? You don't have to submit it unless I ask for it. And then if something is in PowerSchool, don't work on it until we do a lesson. So today, under the announcements, there's going to be a place where it has all the things you need to do today. Don't worry about anything else in Canvas. I'm uploading things to Canvas all the time, just trying to plan ahead. So don't worry about that, and don't worry about anything in PowerSchool unless it's missing. Then you need to worry about it. And then lastly, if you're having trouble opening up the documents, you're always welcome to go into the files in our Canvas class and open it that way. Okay, so you're not used to getting files from announcements. I'm putting it there so that you know what you're supposed to do every day. And some of you are opening up that little tab and it's opening, and then you're like, it won't let me edit on it. Okay, if that happens, just go into the files in our course and look for the same document. It has the same title, and pull it up that way. We're used to doing that in class. That's what we do. We never use our announcements in class. We just go to our files. That's the same thing for this. That's why you're having trouble, okay? So if you're having trouble at home with that and it won't open for you, I don't care how you work on it. I don't care if you screenshot it and send things to me later, or if you go into files and open it that way. I don't care how you open it. I just want you to be able to work on it, okay? So what you're doing today, you don't need to submit. I just want you to work through the lab, answer those questions, watch the video, please. It's a really good video. Today will be a shorter lesson. It'll probably take you about 20 minutes. So pretty short lesson today, okay? I will see you guys on Thursday. Hopefully Galaxy will be in the video. She just got a bath, so she's down here on the floor. She's super wet, so I don't want her in the video yet, but hopefully she'll be ready to go for the video tomorrow, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday. Bye, guys.